around here, and there's a special guest who's a lot more together and composed. And she is one of my wonderful sisters, Dr. Felicia Mebane. Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Hello. I hope I'm more experienced at it.
Then my little toddler son. Hello, live
Yes.
stream folks. We are not completely sure if everyone's had a chance to log in. I'll let you know what's going on here. My name is Sheryl Mebane, and I am releasing new music. For a lot of you probably know me, and it's been a minute since I've been releasing new music, so I wanted to talk with folks and have my sister, who's great at interviewing people, interview me. But my little toddler son wanted to say hello before he rampages in the studio. So just in case you guys are still logging in, say hello, Kai.
Say hello.
Hello.
The cuteness quotient. Yes, we're pandering. The cuteness quotient must be high. We're trying for this. We're trying to give you guys entertainment value. So I am speaking to live. Good night. Yes, it is bath time. Kai, bye. I'm speaking live to. There was a kiss from Auntie Felicia. Good night. Speaking live to folks on YouTube. Hello, YouTube. Folks on Facebook Live. Hello, Facebook Live. Folks on Instagram Live. Hello, Instagram Live. Folks on YouTube Live and LinkedIn Live. Hello, 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 hello. So, depending on where you are, you'll be able to see different angles of this broadcast and different content, but you'll be able to hear everything. And so, this is the program. I have new music, and I'm going to show you a video that I haven't posted, and it's going to be new. And my sister's going to react to it, and you can react to it in the comments. I will be able to look at the comments and respond to you all. We'll have a conversation about how I came to create this stuff, a little bit about me. My sister's going to kick off the interview Q&A kind of portion, and then I'll open it up for more questions from all of you. And this program will only be about half an hour. This time, this live stream will not have live performance by me because, frankly, I had enough technical stuff to figure out for this live stream. This is my first live stream in like 15 years. I actually live streamed a long time ago with another project, but this is a whole different era. So I have to give myself a little bit of time to get everything going and say hello to you wonderful people. And then the next live stream, which will be in March, will have a live performance. So with no further ado, I'm going to see if anyone has said hello in the chat. And if so, I don't see anything there. I'm going to check I'm actually checking chats like everywhere. Like there's just a whole lot of different places that we're live. So I'm going to check out and see if I can see any chats over here. And I just want to make sure I don't miss anybody, and that's why. Let's see what's going on over here. Okay, here we go. I don't see anything. Okay, so we're safe to continue with the program. Just feel free to send any kind of comments that you feel would be helpful, like questions that you want to ask in the Q&A time. So hopefully everyone can hear. And what we're going to do now is I'm just going to go forward and premiere my video, the first video I have off my newest releases. Oh, hey, looking forward to tonight, says CB. I think I know who that is. That's another near and dear one. That's my other sister. Hello. And so I'm glad you're looking forward to tonight. I was too. We're going to kick things off for a moment. We're going to have Dr. Felicia go off screen and me go off screen. And here is the premiere of the video for You Seem a Little Scared of Me, little DIY video and music hopefully you'll love. My pain. Be quiet and cold when I'm a roaring day. Say I'm down, share my doubts, and you lift me. But your silence hides what you need. Too many times, too many times. Seem a little scared of me. Maybe you should. Giving you everything I have, baby. Shakes it. You're afraid to unleash and begin. Just unleash. We'll be fine. Long as you can lean on me, we'll be fine. Keep me close, close. Keep me close. I'll never give up. Keep me close, close. Keep me close. Seem a little scared. Maybe you should be giving you everything I have, baby. Shakes me. You're afraid to unleash and begin. Just unleash. We'll be fine. Long as you can lean on me, we'll be fine. Long as you can lean on me, we'll be fine. Okay, everybody. So, for those of you who were connected on certain places, you saw me quickly try to put the music in your ears and the video up. The setup here is such that everyone can hear just me talking, but on Instagram Live, you couldn't really see until I held that up, and you couldn't hear until I switched the audio. But I hope that you caught at least a glimpse, and you will be able to check that video out on my YouTube channel. So I'll post my website, which has all my socials on it at the end of the program, so you guys can check it out. So as I said, there's a lot of stuff going on here with the technical stuff, but I am very curious to get a little bit of feedback. I'm going to try to do what I said, though, in the program before I let Dr. Felicia make some comments and share. Oh, there's a comment from the chat from CB, says awesome. So there's already a comment there, and I'm very excited about that. Thank you very much. I wanted to share a little bit about the making of, so we can all have some jumping off point for the conversation. So you seem a little scared of me. I actually wrote a couple of years back, and this arrangement of it was very, very recent. It is a song that comes out of my husband and me and our real lives, and we have very different personalities, and I can be that more fiery kind of person, and Tim can be more of the quiet, I wouldn't say necessarily cold. That's not actually very fair, but you have to artistically embellish some things sometimes. So this song comes from a very real place. And then who you saw performing, dancing, that was me and my husband, Tim. So we created that just thinking about the message, which came out of us. And I decided that after years of doing songwriting, primarily for licensing, meaning for audiences that were other creatives, I decided after years of doing this and getting some success, but not, a whole lot of impact with my songs, I said, you know what? I need to go straight to the people. So this is my artist journey to take this arrangement that meant a lot to me. The sample at the beginning comes from a previous group that I was in. And so bringing that back in, just it resonated with me, like coming home kind of in a way. And I think it locked in an interesting perspective early on with the song. So I'm very curious what y'all have to say about it. And as far as the journey of making of, that's my 2 cents. Now, Dr. Felicia, go ahead and let me know what you're thinking. Let's start the conversation.
Okay, yes, let's converse. So really the most important part, ladies and gentlemen, have a cameo in one of these videos. We should probably talk about that at some point, but we'll right to the topic for today.
You said there's a cameo in a video. Can we get a cameo?
I said, that's the
Ooh.
most important question.
Okay, y'all, success, because this is, as everything else, this is a collective effort. And so I'm looking for guests. I am looking for guests in videos. I am looking for special guests on these live streams. People, let me know, please.
So there you
Okay,
go.
so yes, cameo, yes.
Everybody. Okay, so awesome. So you went where a little bit in terms of your inspiration, but do you have anything more specific about your inspiration in terms of the mood of the music, for example?
So with the mood of the music, it was a really challenging thing because I didn't want it to stay in this what is our struggle kind of space. I wanted to make sure there's inspiration for this single and for the other ones that I have coming out on my artist release. I wanted to make sure there's something we can latch on to in these tough times and find that we can get a way through. So even when I'm talking about some struggle or something very challenging, I still wanted to have sonically and in the lyrics something more inspiring, hopefully. And so there was something as far as what I was mentioning, the keyboard sample. I felt that had a lot of good energy and push. And in terms of the origin of how I got to this particular arrangement of this song, it was a ballad because it was such a sensitive kind of topic. And it just felt like it was the right thing. And I actually performed it again for like an industry audience years ago at a music conference and did it in a ballad arrangement. And something just wasn't quite there for me yet. And I think it stayed in this more, we're in this struggle space. And I think given the sonics and giving the overall approach to it a bit more of the let's reach for that inspiration, let's come to the other side, let's unleash, and really changing some of the other things, like not just the support sonics, but also a little edits in the top line, a little bit in the melody. I think that let me get where I really felt like, okay, now I'm putting out there a message that I want to hear, not just expressing something that I needed to express, but also something I need to put back into my head, say, we need to unleash, and it feels like that unleashed. So, I'm going to take a long time answering these questions. Okay.
Woo! Okay, that's okay, because I'm listening to your brain work, which is amazing, and your talent.
Thank you.
I'm glad that you said that out loud, because when I saw the title, I was thinking one. Then when I heard the music, I was thinking one thing, and then when I saw you guys, I was thinking one good thing about all of that is, relationships are complex. I don't mind that it made me process and made me really lock into it. It gave me an experience in that, because I know you obviously I know you, I love you, but I do it because of the different things that were going on. So I thought that was really good.
Right. So I'm going to have to repeat a lot of what you're saying for the folks who can only hear me. And I think I'm just going to put you through the speakers, because that was just an amazing exchange there. And unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to repeat all that.
Oh, okay.
So, for Instagram folks, my sister was so graciously saying that there was complexity there in the title. You seem a little scared of me. And I thought that title was just one I really wanted to put out into the universe, because I think there is complexity. And you said it really well. I don't want to recap it too much for the folks who already heard all of that. But I think we can all, as listeners, often handle a lot of layers because life is so layered.
Right. Especially now. I mean, every age, especially now.
Yeah.
After coming out of the pandemic, we can say so. It feels a little unique.
It's always unique because it's always a fresh experience for whoever's going through.
Exactly. So again, I know a lot about. I know you've done a variety of things, and I don't ask this to pigeonhole you in any of the style references in terms of music. Like, would you position this in any genre?
So the genre question is very important, as I am a creative business, and so I got to be able to answer it. And I'm struggling. Even just like last night, I had been mixing the second song that I'm going to be releasing. I have this new project, and I'm calling it indie soul, but I'm not sure that evokes a certain category that a lot of people might understand. But it makes some sense to me in that the way I'm approaching things is a little different than a lot of other people. My background is as a drummer first. As a musician, I was first performing as a drummer. And so the way I know how to create is a little bit different. And I think indie for me and DIY, but indie as in a spirit of I'm doing my own thing and I'm embracing that. It's not just can't do what some other big artists can do. It's also, I'm then going to be able to be very intimate and connected to what I'm doing because all these choices, they're all just what comes from my heart. Just for a moment, I wanted to say on the chat, there's a comment, love that you guys are having so much fun with the dancing, so much dancing fun. I wanted to say that that's something I'm trying to sort of weave in. And I think our professor of public health here, let me get the title right. Let me make sure that I get the title right. Would appreciate some of these nods here. I'm trying to get us moving. I need to get moving. We all need to be moving. And so I think for some of the things I'm putting out, they're more explicit, like we need to be moving so we can do what we need to do. And then sometimes it's just the visuals of let's have some fun dancing. Let's get up there. Let's shake our stuff. Let's do what we got to do to feel joy and get through what we're struggling through or just get through. So just wanted to say with the chats, working in the chats, please, more chats, more chats. I'm loving it. Go ahead, please.
So along those lines, then, I understand that video is an important way to engage with audiences. But as I know of your history, you were more focused on the music and not necessarily the ways. So is that opportunistic but not in a bad way, or is that an extension of your expression of the music?
It's a little bit of me maturing as a person and an artist and sensing that more different looking people can have a lot of audience support if we're willing to put ourselves out there and be authentic about what we're doing and why. So I've loved dancing for years, and I just haven't had an artist project where I was steering everything and was an out front person. I've been a drummer for a long time. And so you're literally physically in the back usually. Even when I was leading projects, I would still be physically arranged there. And there's just also a thought of this is what I'm expecting myself to be doing is sitting and drumming. And then this project is me just creating my art and saying, I want to share all the things that I'm able to share. So the dancing is something that, shoot, if I had a whole different trajectory as a person, I might have been a dancer. So I'm gonna acknowledge that there might be some stream connection issues here, but it looks like they're getting resolved. So the visual representation for me, I love dance and movement. And I think now is a moment where a lot of folks can take a step forward into finding an audience, and we don't necessarily have to look in just a little narrow box that maybe when I was growing up, I thought maybe you had to fit in this narrow box to present yourself as an artist to a larger group of people.
Right. So you don't have to be a video vixen to be video.
Now let me say.
No, I don't love video vixen.
I was gonna say. Let me just also say for a second. Let me also say with the video vixen, I will say this. I was thinking about this when I first moved out to California, which is where I met Tim, as you know. The hairdresser that Mom and I have said, now don't end up on somebody's video out there in California. And I was like, I'm going to school for chemistry and graduate program in chemistry. I thought, ma'am, I don't know if this is something you need to be concerned about. But then when I got out there, I was like, oh, I'm glad she said that because the whole culture was like, oh, okay, I'm embracing a whole different side of myself. I was in my early 20s, y'all. It was a time of blossoming. And my sister helped me drive cross country to set me up out there.
Yes.
So it was good that words of wisdom were being related to me because my journey did not need to involve video vixenhood. No, at all shades of any video vixen, but I had other things to be doing. That was not my lane. So
nice. That's so funny. So you mentioned that you sampled some of your previous work in this production. production forward, will you continue to do that, or are you going to have most of the focus on just brand new?
So I think most of the focus will be on content that people haven't heard. Like, I have been developing different mixes and experiences of some of the material that I'm going to be putting out, but just for industry audiences. Like, I'm also a top line writer. That's one of the skills that I have, meaning that I want to be able to write and have other artists who have like a huge following cut my stuff. So I've been trying to package things for other artists. And then finally I said, you know what, it's just time. It's time. So some things would have been out in different forms. Like I said, I have performed You Seem a Little Scared of Me at an industry event, but I don't intend to reach back necessarily. I'm gonna have to see what people enjoy before I completely answer that. But my original takes on things will be a little bit different, and both basically a little bit more accessible to what I can do at home. Like, I have this studio here that I am live streaming from, and I'm a drummer. I have percussion instruments. I have a voice, and I'm trying to put things together and get them out the best way I know how with all of that, because I'm not currently performing with the band. So that will sort of dictate the sonic. And another comment from the chat feature here, a little woohoo is being shared, and I think there is probably a little bit of a delay, but a general woohoo at any time is much appreciated. So
absolutely.
Yeah.
So here's another really important question. Like when's the song dedicated to like gardening and doing wood? Just asking for a family friend.
Oh yes. So if we're going back to the roots of, then we have to cover so many things. So I think there's definitely songs that cover different topics that I'll be releasing in the next couple of weeks and months. And I think the next one, and I'm trying not to tear up. The next one I'm thinking about releasing makes me think of our late father. And that's what I'm thinking about tearing up, because I'm just like, because I miss him so much. But there's no reference to doing wood though. I'm gonna say, Felicia. No, because
you might have been too young for that. I might have to get that one right.
Yeah, for those of y'all who do not understand, let me explain. We grew up in the country, and the next song I'm going to be releasing has a little bit more of those kind of sonics in it, but it's still not referencing that we gathered wood for our wood stove. That was our heat. That was not quaint. That was our heat for the house. And I actually have so many memories of being so proud that I was finally big enough to help carry certain bits of wood. And I know y'all were thinking, that's a twig, you're not really helping, you're just so small. But because I was the youngest, I was proud. So that was my experience of it. But and our sister here on the chat is saying wood. So I am interested in topics for the future. And while they may not be things that I put into lyrics, they can be discussed in future streams, just so we all understand. And that's a good time for me to mention that, just in case folks have to sign off early, I will go ahead and note that pretty much around monthly, I'll be doing a live stream. And the next one is pretty much going to be another first Thursday of the month at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm showing my main website. If you all want to follow me on social, that's great. But you can also click and be added to my email list there to get more information about what's going on for me, because things are shifting in a different way. Like, I'm someone who's been doing music in different ways, and this is my newest iteration and newest incarnation. So things are shifting and changing, and certainly being on an email list, I won't be bothering you that much at all, because I got art to do. So I'll pop up and let you know every once in a while. Let's see what else. So I was going to wrap things up at about 8:30. So I want to make sure I get more questions and comments. I'll be there from the chat. Yay! Very glad you'll be there. And hopefully we'll be able to keep getting connected. I love this whole social setup where it's very easy to see people's messages. Y'all just don't be afraid. Go ahead and keep chatting. And I wanted to keep getting more comments, and want to keep getting more of the Q&A wrapped up in the last 5 minutes. But just so we don't feel rushed, I want to thank everybody for listening. We're not wrapped up yet, but I do want to say, while you're on social, and if you're enjoying yourself, go ahead and go ahead and subscribe. go ahead and follow, because I don't have a lot of followers right now, so that's okay. But if you like what's going on, you can change that. And before we again just run out of time, let me let you know that my special guest is very great at what she does, because every week she has a podcast focusing on health and healing in Hampton Roads area. And it's at Sundays at 11:30 Eastern Standard Time, 11:30 a.m. So you can check that out and get a little bit of uplift for yourself and your healing process, and get to see my lovely sister every week. That is a great service.
Well, maybe not see, because it's more radio.
Oh, right, right.
Audio.
So you get to take in her wise messages and her guests' wise messages. And we are not signed off yet. Thank you also for a special night from the chat feature. We have a few more minutes before we're going to sign off. And so I want to get all the questions. I just want to make sure we did some of the housekeeping before things wrapped up.
I get you. You might, like, I see the captions on one of them, but not some. You might want to say your website.
So I need to say the website out loud, because my sister is reminding me that there's only one set of streams that I have out of 5 streams that actually show these websites. So I will say it's Sheryl's Voice, SHERYLS voice.com. That's my website. And health-healing-hampt.captivate.fm. That's how
Sure.
That's one way. That's one of the ways that you can check out Dr. Felicia Mebane's podcast on Sundays at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yes. Or you can go to Apple and look up Health Healing in Hampton Roads.
Health Healing in Hampton Roads. Apple Podcast. So we have time for more questions. Okay, now that we've gotten the putting everything together, so those who want to reconvene in the future can know where to see us in the future, let's get some more questions before we wrap up at 8:30.
Those are pretty much my questions. I just want to say I really enjoyed it, and I hope you come back.
Oh, yes. Well, I would love to have you back. When there were different ideas and iterations, I was like, I don't know how often I'm going to be doing this. I don't know if you're going to be available. But since it's now going to be this monthly experience, I would absolutely love to invite you back. I would definitely love for people to reach out and let me know what kind of topics you'd be interested in. I am also, in addition to being a songwriter and a singer and drummer, I'm also someone who's a voice actor, and I'm a writer. So there are lots of things that we can be talking about in addition to the music, and my music probably is inspired by a lot of those journeys. So I would be very glad to keep reconnecting with those of y'all I've been really connecting to on social because of this latest project. And with that said, I just want to wrap up and thank you, Dr. Felicia, and thank you all for listening out there in live stream land. Hopefully I will be seeing you all again in different forms pretty soon, and hopefully you'll catch me on another live stream. And for those who are on Instagram Live and who are connecting other places, I will try to get you all access to all the bells and whistles that we have on the other streams in the future. And love that you guys who are chatting are loving this. Love that Mom is also loving this. The family is not scared to go ahead and show support. I love it. Thank you, family. You know, we don't get anywhere unless we have some strong support, y'all. So that's just what it is.
Takes a village.
All right, takes a village, exactly. So with that said, gonna wrap up. Thank you all. I'm gonna check the chats one more time to see if we have any other comments. Lovely seeing you guys in the chats. And thank you, Felicia. Thank you all. And check out new music on all the places where you stream. There are a couple of different versions of my song out at this point. I've put out 2 different versions, and there might be multiple videos. Y'all just gonna have to look on YouTube when I start posting things. So you might want to follow me on social. Check out SherylsVoice.com, SHERYLS voice.com. And hopefully there'll be more to entertain you. Y'all take care. Good night.
Okay. Bye. Thank you.
Thank you.